Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Piper Jasmine, and today I'm doing a video that I feel like a lot of people have been waiting for. I'm going to be sharing with you all of the medical schools that I applied to and the timeline of everything that has happened throughout that process. Like when I turned in my primaries, when I got my secondary, when I had my interviews, and what schools I got accepted to, didn't, whatever. So if you guys are interested in hearing about my medical school application timeline and journey, make sure that you keep on watching, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe. I just did my locks, y'all, and it's so much hair on my head. It's a lot of hair on my head. So I feel like, especially like being a black student, like a black pre-med student, there's not a lot of school resources that help me guided like my whole application process. So I really hope that this video is helpful for some of you all, and like how my timeline of things and how I did things applying to medical school this cycle. I'm sorry, I have so much hair on my head. I applied to 11 schools. So I first started my 2023 AMCAS application on May 3rd, 2022, and I submitted my primary application. I can't find an email like date of when I submitted my primary. So just a little background info for you guys. I attend the University of Georgia, and I study in the College of Public Health and Health Promotion with an emphasis in behavioral medicine. My MCAT, I got a 494 on my first MCAT, which I took in May, and I got a 505 on my second MCAT, which I took in July, and my GPA 3.79. I like am on the lower side, but I do think that me increasing my MCAT score by 10 points in 2 months, that really helped me like set apart from other applicants. So the way that applying to medical school works is that you send a primary application to all of the medical schools that you want to apply to. And so I believe the primary application fee is $43 per school unless you get the waiver. I do not qualify for the waiver, but I would definitely look on the AAMC and see if you can qualify for any waivers, because the fees it's a lot of money. I applied to 11 schools, so I spent $473 in just the primary application fees. Yeah, so let's get into the schools. So one of the first schools that I applied to was Florida State University College of Medicine. Their medium MCAT is a 507, medium GPA is a 3.8. Their acceptance rate is 1.47%. So I received my secondary on August 4th of 2022, and the letters of evaluations that I sent were from community service, participated in the Foothills like AHEC Pathway to Medical School program. So I got a letter from Foothills, a public health professor, biochem professor, and a family medicine physician that I shadowed. I ended up not completing the secondary or submitting my application just because I realized that Florida State, they do not accept out-of-state students. I think they only accept like 10 out-of-state students, and my stats weren't really above their average for me to want to spend the money to submit a secondary. So yeah, I received my rejection actually on Wednesday, January 4th. The next school that I applied to was George Washington University School of Medicine and Health Sciences. I wanted to apply to a outreach school because it's like, you never know, you never know. And I was really stuck between Georgetown and George Washington, but I chose George Washington because their medical school program is really big on public health. If you don't know, I'm a public health girly. I major in public health right now. So I really love how they integrate public health into medical school curriculum, and that's why I applied to George Washington. I applied later in the cycle, like really late in the cycle. I set my primary on October 21st. I received my secondary on October 24th. So I am pretty sure that I did the secondary. I couldn't find it in my email, and I got a new computer. That's why I also haven't been on here. I couldn't log into the portal for some reason. Like 99% sure I submitted a secondary to this school. George Washington's medium MCAT is a 512. Their medium GPA is a 3.74. Their acceptance rate is 1.09%. And the letters of evaluations that I sent was from my research professor, Foothills, my public health professor, and a family medicine physician. So next, I applied to Howard University College of Medicine. So Howard's medium MCAT is a 507, medium GPA 3.61. I really felt like I had a good chance of at least getting an interview just because my GPA pretty much compensated for my MCAT, which was only 2 points below the median. The acceptance rate is 1.09%. I received my secondary on August 5th of 2022, and I completed it in August 18th of 2022. I received the like review email that the school has reviewed all of your applications on September 6th, 2022. That has been radio silent. I sent an update on November 9th, 2022, in which I just explained like any updates to my application. Like, I'm doing an internship this semester at a community clinic, so I sent that in there. I will probably like submit my grades too. I received an email that they received the update on November 10th, 2022. I attended First Friday on November 4th of 2022. So the letters of evaluation that I sent were from my community service, research professor, Foothills, my public health professor, and a family medicine physician. If you've like been following me for a while, then you know that Howard was like my top school when I was applying for undergrad, and I really want to go to HBCU for med school, so I'm still hoping that they'll give me a chance and they will interview me, but I guess we'll see. So next, I applied to Lewis Katz School of Medicine at Temple University. Their medium MCAT is a 512, medium GPA 3.74, acceptance rate 1.5%. I submitted my primary October 21st, 2022, and I received my secondary October 25th, 2022. The letters of evaluations that I sent were from my research professor, family medicine physician, Foothills, and community service. I decided not to continue with this application for the same reason as like these other schools. I just kind of realized I was really late into the cycle, that the odds of me getting an interview were a lot slimmer than if I had applied earlier in the cycle. And like I said, I don't have a waiver fee or anything, so this was, you know, a lot of money to be spending, and I just didn't really want to take the risk wasting more money down the drain, because I didn't really do my research when I applied to some of these schools, which I'll talk about later. Because for example, with Florida State, if I had known that they only accepted 10 out-of-state students, I would have never applied. So I just didn't want to continue making the mistake of wasting money, because the cycle is so expensive. So next, I applied to Louisiana State University School of Medicine in Shreveport. Their medium MCAT is a 506, medium GPA a 3.81, and their acceptance rate is a 2.65. So I submitted primary in the beginning with all of my other primaries in late July, early August, and I received a secondary August 4th of 2022, and I did not even submit any letters of evaluation, and that's because this school does not accept a lot of out-of-state students. So because of that, I was like not really gonna bother and waste my money with it. Next, I applied to the Medical College of Georgia at Augusta University. Their medium MCAT is a 514, their medium GPA is a 3.85, their acceptance rate is 13%, and I submitted this primary early August, late July, and I received a secondary August 8th of 2022. I submitted my secondary on August 18th of 2022. I received an invitation for an interview on October 11th, 2022. I had my interview on October 21st, 2022, and I received my acceptance on November 18th of 2022. So the letters of evaluations that I sent, they were from my research professor, Foothills, my biochem professor, my genetics professor, and a family medicine physician. Next, I applied to Meharry Medical College, and that's been a process. Yeah, so I submitted my primary like all the way back July, August, and it was radio silent for so long. I was just like, are they even still in school? Like, what's going on? But I received my AMCAS review email on September 14th. So usually when you receive that email that they like got your primary application, you're awaiting for your secondary application if you get one. And then I guess they had a mess up in their system, because I received another AMCAS review on September 19th. So I finally received my secondary on October 15th of 2022, and I submitted my secondary October 16th, and that's because I literally had so much time to just pre-write it. As you see, that was literally a month after I got my primary. So yeah, I submitted my secondary October 16th, and the secondary was $65. The letter of evaluations that I sent were from my research professor, Hills, and my biochem professor. I applied to Mercer University School of Medicine. So I submitted my primary back over the summer. I received my secondary on August 4th, and I received my application has been reviewed on August 19th. I received my interview on October 14th, and I had my interview on October 20th. I was accepted on November 17th, and I withdrew from November 28th because right now I'm going to MCG. So the letters of evaluation that I sent to Mercer were from my community service, my research professor, Hills AHEC, my public health professor, my biochem professor, my genetics professor, and a family medicine physician who also went to Mercer. I then applied to Morehouse School of Medicine. I did my primary back in the summer. I received my secondary August 4th. I received an interview September 2nd. I had my interview October 7th, and I was placed on the alternate list on October 17th. Morehouse is my top school, you guys, so I really hope that I get off the alternate list. It's a spring semester, so we never know what will happen, but I would seriously love to go to a HBCU and love to go to Morehouse. We'll see. I mean, shit, you can't have it all. I already got into 2 schools, and I'm grateful for that. So the letters of evaluation that I sent to Morehouse were from Foothill, my biochem professor, and my genetics professor. I then submitted an application to St. Louis University School of Medicine, and this I applied later in the cycle, like with Temple and George Washington. So I sent my primary, I think it was October 21st, and I received my secondary on October 24th. The crazy thing, y'all, is like I actually filled out the secondary and I was going to submit it. I was so busy and I just never submitted it, and by the time I was actually ready for it wasn't until November, and I was just like, I think I'm gonna waste money doing that, so I didn't submit it. The letters of evaluation that I sent were from Foothills, my biochem professor, and the family medicine physician. So lastly, this has been a mouthful. Lastly, I applied to the University of Alabama at Birmingham Marnix E. Hersink School of Medicine. I applied in the summer. I got my secondary August 4th, and I got rejected on November 10th. The letters of evaluation that I sent were from my research professor, Foothills, and biochem professor. I wasn't like too hurt or shocked by it because AUB, or is one of those schools like that I did not research before, that really like students who have strong ties to the state, and I don't have strong ties to Alabama. Yeah, I feel like that's really all that I have. Quite frankly, I don't know how I got into medical school. I'm thankful. I'm very thankful. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. So I really hope that this helped even just the tiniest a bit for someone who is applying or plans to apply. Let me guys know what other videos you would like to see related to med school or my application process. I would be more than happy to make a video and explain more things. I still need to do how I increased my MCAT score by 10 points in 2 months, and I want to do a CARS walkthrough with everyone. CARS is a topic that I really struggled with, and it was my lowest like section, y'all. And it's such a shame because I scored a perfect score in the ACT on the reading section, but in CARS I was scoring like 13-12% on my practice exam, and my last MCAT I got a 90% on it. So I don't know, but I would love to like help make a video for CARS for people like me who used to struggle with CARS. So yeah, let me guys know how those videos sound to you guys. Let me know what other videos you'd like me to make, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.